What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the Madden Underground Podcast. It's your boy Brian James, and I'm accompanied by my guy, Philly Guy, and Snipes. What's good, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on? Busy day.
Busy day, man. Busy day. You saw Patrick Peterson sign with the Vikings.
He's back.
He's back with the Vikings. I'm actually happy about that, even though I wanted him to come to Tennessee.
No.
I'm sure you wanted him to come to New York. I'm sure Philly wanted him to come to the Jets.
Why not?
It could have gone any one of those teams, and we all would have been happy to a certain extent. But he went back to the Vikings, and I don't know any Viking fans. I don't know any Viking fans. Sadly, it's like a sad thing where you don't know any Viking fans. But we got a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. So we're gonna start with the NFL rule change. NFL owners voted to change the playoff overtime rule, allowing both teams the possession. How do you guys feel about that, man? I guess you cry about something enough, things have changed. We're in that era.
It's about the money, man. Just like when the playoffs got expanded. It's about the money. It's about the money. That's it. It's about the money.
Yep.
About the money. That's it. And you know what? I mean, I get it. Do I like it? No, I don't like that. I don't like it. I mean, I college football, I get it. I don't like it in the pros. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't get multiple chances to win the damn game. Like you got overtime to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So you get your shot. Raise the stakes. Do or die. All or nothing. It's one game. Win or go home. That's it. Shouldn't be getting multiple chances to try to prolong and extend the game. I mean, come on, man. How long before we get to a chance where, they're gonna have to do something about the possession rule. What are they gonna do about it this time? Well, they both scored, okay, and they ran out of time. Well, are we just gonna keep going? Well, yeah, but now we got to extend the regulation time. Oh, okay, so now we're gonna start extending. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's
nibbling the butt.
It's starting to become a tedious thing now that you cry, you complain. You get the attention that you need, man. A lot of people didn't like the way the overtime game ended with the Chiefs and the Bills. I know Snipes didn't. He's wearing the Bills hat now.
I sure didn't.
And black for a funeral because they, what was that? That slant? Didn't that young man take that slant to the house?
Man, look, yeah, but you know what? But I'll tell you what, guys. I've been, for the past couple weeks now, I try to, anytime something like this comes up, I try to look up, certain things here and there. And, shout out to all the statisticians out there, because I get it from them. I don't got the time to do it all my dang self. But I did look something up in regards to this rule change. Now, since the last rule change, right? Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly here. All right, so TDs that are scored on the first drive of overtime, right? All right, since the previous OT rule change, 18% of the time it happens in the regular season, and this is since 2012. All right?
Wow.
18% of the time. 58% of the time in the postseason since 2010. 58% of the time they score. The first person that gets the ball, they score. That's it. Game's over. 58% of the time. So coming from coming from a guy that I was definitely rooting for the Bills, obviously, to win that game this past postseason. I gotta say, do I feel good about this? I do, but only for postseason. Regular season, leave it as it is, which that's what they did. But for postseason, you know what I mean. And like Philly said, it's for money. You know what I mean? I totally get it. I totally understand that. You know what I mean? That's what this whole game is about, period. It's about money anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So the NFL is going to do whatever it takes for them to earn more money and earn more viewership. You know what I mean? It's kind of like us when we stream on YouTube and Twitch or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? We're trying to gain people's viewership. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody that's viewing us right now.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what it's all about. So, you know what I mean? Do I love it? I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I
can definitely agree with that. Me personally, I like the fact that it was do or die. It was an urgency. Everybody played their hearts out in overtime because it wasn't no second chances. Now they changed it up, which we can't do anything about. I like that it's only in the playoffs though. This doesn't apply to regular season.
Yeah, thank goodness. I'm glad they didn't do regular season.
For now.
You know. But I think that would interfere with just the programming aspect of the NFL too. They were running the extra shows if the overtime, and no telling when that would end if both teams were getting possessions and they both were scoring back and back and back. You know, so we'll see how it plays out. But I know more football. You can't complain about more football. At the end of the day, it's more football.
Right. So, that's what it is, man. That's what it is. It's all about that bread, man. It's all about that bread.
It's fair. You know, might as well just add another quarter to the game. Let's add play the whole quarter like the NBA do. And then what the NBA do, they play another quarter, right? Just add another quarter.
Basically, yep.
So they might as well do that.
You know what? See, that's it right there. That's what it should come down to. Because in the immortal words of Jesus Shuttlesworth, you better D up, Jake. Like that's what it was. That's what it was. But if you gonna give both teams the ball, and these are the pros, just give them an extra quarter. Give them an extra quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's gonna come down to. You know I gave this long-winded ass explanation before about cause and effect, but that's what's gonna come down to. You might as well do it now. So copyright that, Brian James. Send it off to the Shield. See what happens, man.
I thought that would just add another quarter. Just another quarter of gameplay. But
that's a great idea too, though. That's a great idea too.
If we're gonna just that way you can kind of plan for it with the networks. Like okay, we're gonna if the overtime happens, we're gonna probably add another 30 minutes because we're gonna have another 15-minute quarter or 12-minute quarter, or 10-minute quarter, or whatever they want to do. But it gives everybody an opportunity to have multiple opportunities with the ball to try to win. And things like that. I think that'd be far more entertaining. But that's just me wanting more football. So we'll see how that goes, though. But let's in other news, the Twitter world was, another attack on EA yesterday. Michael Parsons expressed his displeasure with Madden. Does he have a point? Let's go to his tweet that he tweeted yesterday. This is what he tweeted. He said, I might be done playing Madden until my middle field safety learns how to play the post correctly. I swear to God, Mutt makes me want to break my game. That's a hardy tweet coming from an all-pro player right there, especially the rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. And he seems to be an avid gamer.
He is.
Talking about Madden on Twitter, looking for franchises to play in. So this tweet I think is major because we just watched Hollywood Brown play Kyler Murray on Twitch, and Hollywood was saying the exact same thing. Like I don't like the way the deep zones play the post, and he also alluded to the fact that they were part of some type of committee where they let that be known that they didn't like that, and nothing was even addressed about it. So with these type of things being brought to the attention of the world and the Madden community, and the Madden community clearly agrees with him because he had 689 tweets at the time I took the screenshot. So how do you guys feel about this aspect of the game?
Philly, you go first, Philly.
I was waiting for you to fire, because you went to Madden school and everything. So I thought you was gonna give us an educated,
it's not even gonna be that long-winded with me. It really is.
Hey, look, man. First of all, Brian, I just want to correct you. It's not an attack. No, EA's not getting attacked. The man is just spitting facts. All right, it's the truth, and we know this. We know that there has been a lot of issues that have been brought up by gamers, by professional athletes when it comes to the game. So EA's solution it should really be simple. You need to have the input and the involvement of the NFL in a product that you're marketing that you paid so much money for the license for by the players. Because if they're not going to endorse your product, then there's got to be a domino effect going on down the road somewhere where people get disenfranchised, no pun intended, and it just starts to trickle down, and then it's not really going to be that much more popular to play, especially when you have NFL blitz opportunities. Like the NFL, that license means everything. That license allowed you to have a monopoly. That license allowed you to put out a game that has to be held to a higher standard. So take advantage of all of this feedback. You got all these cats invested. We know Thomas Graham. We know he played in the league. He got drafted by the Bears. We know he plays in the secondary. We heard it from the receiver. We heard it from the linebacker. We heard it from another corner. Slade has been doing it. He's been playing with a successful career for years. One of the best to ever do it. EA, take advantage of these opportunities.
What you mentioned in Slade, I just threw up the Slade tweet. He said, "I'm ready for MLB to come out so I can stop playing Madden," and he just slapped himself in the face on the tweet.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And the thing about Madden, they're like this year, I'm gonna go on record and say just from my personal experience, if I wasn't running leagues, I wouldn't have played Madden this year. That's just my opinion because of the simple fact that not saying that the game was just it was bad, but it was just it wasn't even the gameplay aspect of it. It was just the functionality of the game. The things that were supposed to work, just the simple stuff like adding guys to a league. A guy's leaving the league and then adding another guy to the league, and then now you can't add another guy to the league because of whatever glitch was in the game at the time. So just those simple functionality things. It was like, when the game come out, these are the things that you should test. Get 32 guys in the league, have one guy quit, see if a new guy can come in and join. That seems like, okay, well, that should work. And once it was addressed that it didn't work, there was no patch to come out to correct it. So you just basically either have to start your league over or just go with 31 guys. And it was just like, it wasn't fun. Guys having to rejoin the league and leave and that wasn't fun, in my opinion.
That was something that we had myself and I believe the Steelers owner for the PS5 league here for Madden Underground. Yeah. We had to do that same thing in the first season where I'd play my game, and I'm obviously one of the guys that's helping you out and everything in the PS5 league. So I play my game. Mm-hmm. When I get done playing my game, I got to get out the league so the other guy can sign in.
Yeah,
then he signs in, he plays his game. Then he gets out, then I got to get in and I got to play my, and then, we just kept going back and forth for an entire season. And it became, real, it did become real annoying. Let me just say this. There's something out there that, that I wish, that I pray that a lot of people are able to do. And that goes with the, anybody that develops any game. I'm not even talking about just Madden. I'm talking about any game in general or anything in life that you deal with. Okay. There's things called constructive criticism. All right. And I think that, granted, a lot of people will complain about what's going on within this game and all the issues that it's had throughout the year. You know what I mean? This ain't the worst Madden that's ever came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. It's not a bad game per se, but those issues make it bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those issues, those are the primary issues that make it bad. And that's the unfortunate thing with this is because, you'll get a lot of people saying, we're backlashing on EA and this, that. It's not we're not backlashing on EA at all. We're not trash talking or anything like that. We're just, like Philly said, we're spitting real facts in this situation. That's just what it is right now. There's the bottom line is, unfortunately this year, it's a broken year. It's a little too late. You know what I mean? Because 23 is about to drop. And I'm to the point now where this is how I feel. I feel they need to take the Call of Duty approach. Now I know it's not going to happen, but I feel they need to take the Call of Duty approach. Call of Duty finally made a statement and said they're coming out every 2 years now. Come out every 2 years. Keep working on work on your game, perfect your game, gives you an opportunity as well too to start the next game, to get the next game going and make sure everything is intact for that game, from top to bottom. I say do every 2 years. Come out every 2 years. Why not? You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, everybody nowadays, and I know a lot of people are probably tuning in. They're playing like the wrestling game right now, which is a lot of fun. I may add.
WWE is super fun.
It's a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But but you have, if you want other players in that game, what do? You have to go. You go and you buy them. Okay, if you want to update a team for 1 year, make people pay for it. You don't think people will pay for it if it's a good game? Absolutely, in my opinion. That's kind of where I'm at with it right now. You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to sit here and say, that they're gonna fix it this year, coming up for 23 or whatever it may be, because we have no clue. We have no idea. But I really feel like at this point, it should be an every 2 year thing. It really should. I think they should go 2 years and just perfect the game that they come out with. That's just my opinion at this point.
Well, I don't know if 2 years will work. I know it works for the games that you mentioned. I know with Gears, a lot of these first player games, it works very well. It's very successful. But I think there's two things that I think that we haven't necessarily addressed, and this is just in all fairness. Number one, we know things roll downhill, and we know that a lot of the game developers have people that they got to report to. So we know that they have supervisors. So whoever's making these decisions that think that the bottom line is better than the product that's going on the field doesn't see the big picture. If they're just living in the moment and we'll let the team a year, 2, 3, 4 years down the road deal with it, that's a problem. And you definitely don't want to have that, because guess what? We're at that point right now where you have NFL players that feel some kind of way and have taken the time and the effort with the social media platform
to tweet it out,
basically say, hey, don't buy this game, don't play this game.
It becomes an issue. Absolutely. We're small fishes in the pond. You know what I'm saying? We're small fishes in the pond. Now if you got Micah Parsons out there doing this, you got Darius Slager out there doing this.
They got way more followers than we have.
They got way more power than we do.
Yeah.
And they're coming out saying this. You know what I'm saying? There's something has to be said within those meetings, with the execs and everybody else there at EA. Something has to be said at that point. Listen, at the end of the day, guys, we're gonna are we still gonna buy the game? Are we gonna sit here and really say we're not gonna buy the game? Absolutely not. It's football. We're gonna buy the game. Period.
Sadly.
Whether it's good or whether it's bad, we are going to buy the game. Everybody in here that's watching this program right now has said one time or the other, I am not buying Madden next year. And what happens? They buy Madden. The second they hit a little bit of hype, boom, they go spend that $60, $70, or excuse me, my bad, $100 on Madden.
And I feel dirty. I feel dirty every time after I purchase it.
And you should feel dirty about it, because we saw what FIFA did, right?
It's like when you pay for that lap dance at the strip club, and you go home to your wife and you're like, yeah. She's like, you have fun? I'm like, yeah, I had fun. But it wasn't clean fun. It was dirty fun.
My bedtime's at 8:30, Brian James. I don't know of these things that you speak of. And if you try to bring up any stories from Las Vegas, I promise you I will contact the FTC immediately.
Oh, yeah, you don't agree on Vegas stories.
All right?
But seriously, though, just all jokes aside, when you know the game is, you say, okay, this year is the year. How many times we said that? This year is the year.
Yeah.
EA drop a brief
next gen.
We get hype. We get real hype about it. Yeah.
Brief summary, and we're like, yeah, this next year is the year. We're geeked. We're hyped up. Wait, it says Bruce Arians is retiring from coaching?
Oh, is that live? Really?
Yeah, it said moving to the Buccaneers front office.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Adam Schefter
Something's bound to happen, man.
Adam Schefter
Breaking news here, Madden Underground.
So
I don't see it though.
Adam Schefter just tweeted that. So I don't know. We'll see how legitimate that is. But that'll be huge. I wonder who's gonna take his place. But
wow.
But yeah, that'll be crazy. But
Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, Byron Leftwich. Yeah, that probably would be the next solution. Obvious solution, obvious choice. But yeah. But when you buy the game, we think we have high hopes going into the next year of Madden, and especially with next gen, we were like, oh, next gen is gonna be able to do this. The only thing that we got this year was like a faster load time and a meter. So
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked
okay,
about.
so look. So Sir Dab a lot just posted in the chat. Bruce Arians steps down. Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles picked to be the successor. So there you have it. It's official.
Oh, I don't like that. I
No,
don't like that.
Todd Bowles, no.
God had his shot in New York,
They should
and I
have
get it.
They should have gave it to Leftwich, man.
Let him run that offense, man. Let him run that offense, man. Let Leftwich run that offense. Todd Bowles is kind of familiar with the everyday operations. So I think there's more so that part of it.
He is, but you know, but I mean, I'm a huge fan of Byron. I'm a huge fan of.
Good looking out, Sir Dab. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure you hit that follow button.
I mean, just saying, like they need an opportunity, to take a shot at head coach, and I just feel like that was an opportunity for Byron to have. But you know what? We'll see. Like you said, he's going to run the offense, and it's going to be all good. But it's about that identity, right? Even though Arians is leaving, they're still going to maintain their identity, and I don't think that Madden has been able to maintain its identity. I mean, we got comp mode all over the place. We got simulation mode all over the place. I'm like, look, if you're going to play MUT, let that be comp mode. If you're going to play franchise, then let that be simulation mode. And you got to do something about, playing regs. Because why is it even on All Pro? Why is it on All Pro?
Let's that's a totally different conversation, bro. Because
it is, but I'm just saying, like these are all issues that have to be addressed.
Like why is Madden? Everything is catered to MUT now, right? So regs is basically obsolete. There's no reason to play regs. Only people that play regs are like casual gamers, dudes that come home from work, hop online, play rank matches, and things like that. Or you go in there and try to see if your offense works before you play your franchise game and things like that. But majority of if you looking for some top notch competition, you're gonna go to MUT because that's where it's advertised at. That's where they're advertising that the best players
where everybody are
here.
Yeah,
this is where they are. Yeah. This is where they play at. So if you're not playing MUT, then you're basically you're not playing a top competition, and it's hard to even argue that when that's where all the prize money is and things like that. They're not throwing any tournaments on regs. They're not throwing any tournaments on places like I shout out to Slim Ghost on Twitter. He's throwing a lot of different variety of tournaments catered to just the community, what the community wants. So he's been doing that independently, and I think that's great. I think if a lot more people pick up and do things like that, that'll be helpful to the community. But on a grand scale, when you're looking for big prize money, it's not there outside of the MCS. So it's like you want to. It's like, how can you even call yourself a pro player if you're not even competing or winning money? That's what pro means, professional, right? You're making money at what you do. You play the game and you make money while playing the game. And I see a lot of people got that pro bio in their bio on Twitter, like Madden Pro, and it's like, bro, like I've never heard of you. How are you consistently making money off of Madden? And if so, how? Like, what are you doing? And then they can't tell you how they're doing it. They're just like, oh, I played in the MCS. I did. That don't make you a pro, bro. Anybody can sign up for that and play. Did you win any money? Did you make it to the stage? If you didn't make it to the stage, I don't consider you a pro. If I didn't see you on TV, I don't consider you a pro. You're just a guy that signed up for it. You got a participation award. That don't make you a pro just because you participated. If you didn't walk away with any cash, you're not a pro. So I hate to break a lot of guys' hearts. If you like, yeah, I'm tough. No, dude, you're another guy running a YouTube offense, and you're a bot. You know what I mean? Like, it's basically Agent Smith. That's why I call him Agent Smith, because you're just a guy running the same offense as another guy, and you're playing in the same tournament, but this other guy runs the offense better than you run it. So, but
that's harsh. That's harsh. And you know what?
That's the reality. That is the reality of the game, bro. To break it down like that. It sounds extremely harsh. It sounds extremely harsh.
You gotta let people speak their dreams into existence. Because let me tell you something. This game, it's a young man's game and
Definitely.
a young lady's game now, right? Because they have the whole esports opportunities to do things. And if you don't fit into that category, and you spend a lot of money on MUT cards, and you're not making any money, I don't care if you want to call yourself a pro player or not. It's a bad decision. It's a bad move. It's a bad waste of money. Even if you got it like that, like, come on, dog. You trying to tell me that there's nothing else that you can spend your money on, that you're gonna get satisfaction? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a terrible investment. And you're catering to the machine, whatever you want to call it. You can be as woke as you want to be. It's just a bad use of money. But if you're a young male to female,
Yeah.
you try to do the esports thing, you know what I'm saying? Then this is an avenue. This is an opportunity for you to get scholarships. It's an opportunity for you to move into the world of gaming, right? Like you have a purpose. But once you hit that certain threshold and you're out of that and you're a working class brother and sister,
and you just throwing money at it, and there's nothing coming from it. Like there's nothing coming from it. Like you're throwing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell nobody what to do with their money. I'm not gonna tell nobody how to spend their money, how to blow their money, how to trick off their money. I see Miss Snipes in the building. Shout out to Miss Snipes. But reality of it is that at the end of the day, are you playing to be Henry? Or are you just a guy that's playing to be part of, and that's nothing wrong with that. But just know what your part is in the infrastructure and the ecosystem of everything that's going on.
Exactly.
If you go into it thinking like, oh, I'm gonna go in here, we've seen Philly, we've seen guys that have gone to tournaments with their last dollars and get stuck at tournaments when they had live events.
Get stuck. Yep.
Get stuck out there. They are stuck out there because they went down there thinking like, I'm the best in my neighborhood. I'm gonna use my last $100 or $500. I'm gonna not pay the rent this month. I'm gonna go out there, and then now you stuck out there. You can't get back, and then on top of that, you a month behind on your rent. So it's like,
exactly.
Use wisdom. Everybody think they tough at the game. I get it. Everybody wants to bet. Everybody's not Dreeny. Everybody's not Henry.
Exactly.
Everybody's not Skimbo.
I'll be the first one to admit right now. Look, I'll give donos to Bad Underground all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't good. I give donos.
It ain't about that.
But y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, look, I don't ever go in there thinking I'm gonna win a title. You know what I'm saying? I know there's guys out there, man, that's gonna just dominate. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. But but I know my role though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take that same. I'm not gonna take $1,000, $2,000 and go down to wherever they're having a tournament and spend my last bit of money on a tournament. I'm not doing that because I know better. You know what I'm saying? So we just pray that eventually some of these guys just understand their role on where they're at. There's other ways to make money besides spending your last at going to a tournament that you're not going to win.
Going to a tournament, I mean? and this year they made every tournament was MUT, and you had to have the top cards.
You sure did.
You could not win without the top cards. You can't win without the top cards. So if you didn't have the best of the best cards, you were at a disadvantage going into any of those tournaments because you found out the hard way. If you didn't know the chemistries, if you didn't know the best abilities to have. If you didn't know all those things going into those situations, like these are things that you need to know going into those situations, and a lot of players jump into it thinking like, oh, and you find out the hard way. But let's get back to I just want the game to get back to where the things that are supposed to work actually work.
That's all we all want.
And if I call the zone, they're gonna play the zones correctly based on real football logic. I know it's a video game at the end of the day, so if somebody sends a guy on a streak, motions the guy, flips the play, and then puts two guys in a flat, and then send the corner route and running back on a wheel route, then somebody's gonna be open because the game wasn't designed to play like that. when they were creating the game and putting all these things in place, there was the guy that was in there working on that, like, you know what? We're gonna drop this cover 2 and they're gonna sink back. But the guy that they were testing that on he wasn't running a wheel route, a flat route, a corner route, and then a deep post against it. So it was like, yo, so when zones break down and you're like, yo, this zone logic makes absolutely no sense. It's a lot of the times it's because the plays that are being run and the hot routes and the route schemes and the way things are being run. I had a guy run a screen glitch on me the other day, where I'm like, yo, I got my fastest guy, and Mike Evans is cooking him, looking like he got 99 speed. So it's like that's what the game has become. It's not it's not about X's and O's. It's trying to figure out how you can break down a defense, and that's what it's always. Yep. To be honest, we sound like that because we're older now, but that's what it's always been. It's he who finds the best exploit will be the king for that year. Remember the year Lou Tillery won?
The juke glitch. The juke glitch.
Hey, he who finds the exploit first is the king of the hill.
Gosh. Hey, man. No. Because, you and I had a chance to make our acquaintance. And unfortunately that year, I was not able to use that in a national setting. And so there were rules committees.
You know why?
Right?
No. But you know why? You know why, right? You know why? It's because you came out here. You came out here to the West Coast and you tried to run your little glitch that you guys run on the East Coast. And the West Coast, we don't play that out here. You come to a live. This is not online. Online play, you probably would have got away with it. Nobody would have probably figured it out.
What does it have to do with Swami making a rule against it? That's the
thing. There was a competition committee in place for those type of things.
Right.
So it's like the MCS, you have. I'm not taking no shots at Matt Marcoux or anything like that, but like I said, there has to be a legitimate competition committee, and the competition committee must consist of people who actually played the game at that level, or have played the game at that level, and they know what to look for, what to expect, and things like that. Blaze, he started putting their free safety in a blitz angle from 25 yards away, and it's causing sheds at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, these are things that these are all things that you have to look out for when playing Madden. Do people like it? Most people don't. Some people say, yo, I'm tough. Because that makes them tough. You know what I'm saying? And who's to say the guy with the baseball bat cluck you upside the head is not tough at the moment? You know what I'm saying? He's tough. He's tough. He's beating the crap out of you. You can't call a guy beating the crap out of you. You can't tell him he's not tough because he's literally beating the crap out of you. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, real recognize real, and those that know. You know what I mean? And like I said, I saw it. To speak of some of the pro players, this is what some of the pro players had to say today in regards to some of the things. We got our very own VA Dimes talking about it. He said abilities are issues and must be addressed. You're telling me without Acrobat, my defender can't dive for a pass. Laugh out loud. And this was in response to the more I play Madden 22, I truly do like the movement better than and feel it's much more realistic than previous games. With that being said, AI needs to be much better on defense to account for lack of user ability. And there is a huge lack of user ability because there are certain things that you can do, and there's a lot of things that you can't do. And like I said, when they first implemented that nano detector, I knew the game was going in the wrong direction. Anytime you have a guy that you send a blitz and the numbers, there are more guys blitzing than there are guys blocking. But when that guy pops free, he has to stop and count 1,000, 1,000 before he can tackle the quarterback.
Yeah,
that's going in the wrong direction. That's somebody saying, "Oh, you got nanos," and not knowing what a nano is. A nano is when you say set hikes, you sacked. That's a nano. If you got time to look and find one receiver, that is not a nano, bro. You just looked at the wrong receiver. You made the wrong read based on. Sometimes you got to make the read based on the scheme or the formation, looking at by being able to identify the coverage. But yeah, like that the nano, what people call nanos and screaming now, that's not screaming. That is not screaming. That is
a lot of these cats don't know what screaming
is.
They
do not know. You didn't even have time to scream.
Know what screaming is. You didn't have time. You didn't have no time to scream. Yeah, absolutely. You didn't have time to scream.
Yo, like screaming when like you got a dude coming firing off the edge. That's cool. But it was like hike sack. And that was legal. Like it wasn't no nano detection where a guy gets in and he stops and you freeze, look at the quarterback like, I want to sack you so bad, but I can't.
And most of the time, the only way to stop it was to run the football.
Run the football, bro. Run the football, and that was it. That's
what you want. Shotgun. I mean, that was the evolution.
Yes. Yeah. So
that was it. That was it.
Yeah, you know, we got guys now, and I think everybody's starting to identify the fact that the game is more so ability driven. And that's not that. I don't think any game wants to be driven by the ability. I get them being used as a tool. Like B-Guard always alludes to, it should be a tool, not the toolbox. Yeah, it's getting to the point now where if you don't have abilities on your quarterback, you can't throw the ball. If you don't have abilities on your corners, you can't cover. If you don't have abilities on your defensive ends, you can't get to the quarterback. If you don't have abilities on your linemen, they won't block. You know what I mean? So it's like now we're to the point where if the game's ability driven, let's not even have ratings. Like what are the ratings for? What's the point of having speed? What's the point of having a strength rating if the guy has an ability and he's weaker than you, but he has an ability so he can slap you to the floor?
Yeah.
You know, so that's just something I've been curious about. That's been a huge concern of mine and things like that. And I know you guys have some concerns as well. What about you, Philly? It's nice. What do you guys feel about like just the whole abilities, the game being ability driven as much as it is right now?
Well, I think personally, this is this is next gen now. You know what I mean? For the most part, you know what I mean? I know they started it last year or the year before, actually, I should say. This is the third year going on for abilities, right? It's the third year straight now on abilities, right? So, I mean, at this point, it's like, it is what it is. That's what they're intended to do. But as we've been talking about before, it's, with EA, it's primarily it's money driven. Mm-hmm. We could talk about ability driven. Nah, let's even take the ability driven out. It's money driven. And if they see that there's abilities in there and there's certain cards and this, that, and the third that they can purchase with these guys that have abilities and all these type of this craziness that's going on in the game, look, that's the bottom dollar. That's what they want. So that I think that's what it's going to be from this point forward until something changes. And I don't know if it's the ability factor that's making the game like, crazy. I do agree with Dimes. Like, everybody should be able to dive for a football, especially if they're like, if you a low 90s corner, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to have an ability to be able to dive for a football.
If you're a corner, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to dive for the football. That's just right. Like an ability. Like I said, like I can understand if it was like the ability should be for game breaking players, like players that are just gonna like they're game breakers. Like I don't think like if you want to make it where all right, all the guys that are Pro Bowlers are gonna be superstars. And we get that because those are majority of the time the players who had the most success on the field that year, the year before. So if you go that route, that's cool. But in regards to just I know with Mutt it's a little bit different because like you want to have the best team, you want to have this and that and the third, but at the end of the day, it's really no skill gap, because of the simple fact that anybody with those abilities can perform at a high level.
Yep.
Perform at a high level. All you got to do is basically, if I say for instance, you have a scheme you worked on for weeks, and you put the time in and energy in, and if I sit back and I played the game and I say, you know what, I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'm gonna go to Madden Academy and pick up a scheme or two. And I go and pick up a scheme or two the day before I play you, and I got the abilities to execute the scheme. There was really not much I really had to do. It was just go pick the play, find the play, call it, and just roam around in the middle of the field and lurk. And that's basically defense now. Like that's defense. So it's like that's it. It's like and I know for the players that played Madden when it was kind of like skill based, that frustrates them. It's like, I don't even like this. I don't want to play it no more. And this and that, and this and that. And it's like, at the end of the day, they're catering to a younger audience, and either get with the times or get
Yep.
lost in the shuffle, man. And it's
Yep.
like you gotta respect the abilities. You gotta respect what the direction the game is going in, although you don't like it. Because at the end of the day, I don't think anything's gonna change.
I
Well,
don't think so either.
but you talked about it before, Brian. When you talked about two go routes in the flat, and all of a sudden the coverage breaks down like that. That can't happen. Abilities and no abilities, that just can't happen. And then when you do have abilities, I mean, I get it. I get the concept of the players should actually be game breakers, right? We know Aaron Donald, under no circumstances should Aaron Donald be able to be blocked by one person, right? So ball rights, yes, he should have an ability simply because there isn't a rating that's high enough where he's going to, dominate necessarily that one player every time. Like, you should have to double team him. That's a given. Aaron Donald to me is a given. He's a player where his ability, if you give him one-on-one, that should be your fault. That should be a sack for you. You don't know what you're doing out there. And I feel like it should be the same way with, let's say, Tom Brady, right? He's a quarterback. Some people consider him to be the GOAT. So yes, he should be able to recreate any play in that formation. Any play in that formation. So if you got a formation on the game, and let's say that in the playbook that you're using, that there's only 9, right? Now let's say the max is maybe 18. If you got Tom Brady quarterback, you should be able to have access to all 18 of those plays. He should be a difference maker at his position with his knowledge and his expertise. But that's not what they're doing. And you can say that they're trying to cater to a younger crowd and generation, but that's based off of other video games. They've seen the success that other video games have had, and that doesn't translate into the sports games.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Well, I'm not gonna say it doesn't translate well into the sports game. Like with the 2K, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, they got 3-point ability. So if 9 times out of 10, their whole radius, they can shoot from anywhere on the court, basically, right? But that's real life. That's art imitating life. Right. Those guys have that type of shooting range. You know what I mean? But within this game, it's like, okay, I get it. But you got Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor's he should be crazy. You got Bo Jackson. These guys they should be crazy. But when you say you give Bo Jackson and then you give him you move him to quarterback and then you give him arm bar and escape artist, or Derrick Henry arm bar and escape artist, and he's playing quarterback now, so he can get out, he can scramble all day in the backfield, and then once he crosses the line of scrimmage, he can straight arm you to death. Then it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's not. It takes away that football element. If you got Calvin Johnson playing free safety, it's like what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like it goes from being an ultimate team where you got the all-time greats and you're able to use these players however you want to use them, to it just being to it becoming Marvel versus Capcom. You know what I mean? It's like that's what it's become. It's like when you factor in the ability element, you got guys diving here, diving there, picking off everything, dudes catching everything, and it just doesn't. When you look at it, it doesn't look or feel like football. It doesn't play like football. When you think of anything like that, it just feels like a game. Like it's a game. The football element has been totally, like, in my opinion, has been completely removed because the ratings don't matter. So it's about having that superpower. What superpowers do you have? What ability do you have? What can you do to enhance the player that you already have? He's already a 95 overall card, right? That's not enough that he's a 95 overall card and he has 98 man, 97 zone. But now so the ratings don't matter. He's a 95, 97, 98 overall card, 95 man, 97 zone, and he's not playing like that because he doesn't have the superstar ability, or you don't have the acrobat and the one step ahead, or the deep zone KO to knock the ball out, or whatever. You're just like come on now, man. What's the point of even having, like I said, what's the point of even having the ratings if you still need the ability for the player to even activate the ratings?
Right. And
Right.
I think we're all saying the same thing, though, is that there needs to be, boundaries for what's going on. Like, there's a reason the game is called NFL Blitz. You want to play NFL Blitz? You knew what you was getting into. You knew what was going to be happening. So whatever mode that you're playing and everything else that you're trying to do, yeah, the players should definitely reflect. Like, I mean, there should be no reason that you, as you stated before, you have so many ratings. So many ratings. But now the question is, what do these ratings even mean? Because I'll put a receiver in the slot, and he won't get open as much as a receiver that has a high kick returning ability. I'm like, wait. His numbers are worse, but he's got higher kick returning. How is he getting separation and this other cat isn't? So there's no consistency. Like you said, the numbers, you have so many of them, and what do they actually mean? Do they give us that great performance that we talked about, last year at this time, when we were looking for with next gen and all the things that you could do and everything else like that? No,
And
they don't.
I know with the franchise community, we just wanted the game to work. It's just like we just wanted the game to work. Just
And it's starting in September, not October.
yeah, I get that. I get the game's gonna have updates and things like that, but like let's have something a working product. Like franchise didn't work. Like it didn't work. It had so many flaws and bugs in it going into that November, October patch. Like they were saying, oh, you could play it now, but I would wait. But like, what was the point of even advertising all this stuff that you were putting on the game if it wasn't going to be there when we opened the game?
Yeah, we had said at that point. We had said at that point before, that if you're telling us that, we're gonna have to reset a league if we do this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? There's so many leagues out there that set that time to where they say, okay, boom, the game is coming out this time. We are starting this league a week before the real NFL season starts. Mm-hmm. Most leagues did not start until October. Yeah. When that patch is was supposed to drop, and even that first time around, that got delayed.
And then after it finally came out, it didn't work.
It didn't work.
It didn't
exactly.
work. And then it didn't work. We had, like I said, we weren't the only league in hybrid that were the draft. Everybody was in different parts of the draft. Some people were in round 1, pick 5. Some people were in round 1, pick 7, pick 12. It was like, what's going on here? And these are things that are functional flaws. Like these aren't gameplay flaws. These are on the field issues. These are just the maneuvering through the what you call those, the portals and things like that. It's just
right. Well, it's not working. But you know what? I will say this, and I don't normally do this, but I'll say this to EA's defense. I'll say this to EA's defense right now. All right. Now it's next gen now, right? So this is the first time that we've actually had an issue with, for example, the 32-man glitch. You know what I mean? Or the 32-man issue. So to EA, to EA's detriment here, I'll say that they could chalk this year up as far as that's concerned. Now, next year with 23, this can't happen.
Yo, and that's the scary part.
This can't happen.
That's the scary part. That's the scary part.
You know what
because
I
mean? you want to like a lot of people this year lost faith in the game, lost faith in EA.
And for a long time, I'll be honest with you, I was one of those guys as well too. Like, you know what I mean? Seeing stuff like this, it frustrated me. And, but at the same token, I had to kind of think about like, okay, look, I'm not a programmer. None of us here are programmers. We don't know what it takes really to get all these ducks in a row. So we understand that. But I will say that you've had nothing but time now at this point to get these things in order. And when Madden 23 drops, I pray that they have these things in order, because I think when Madden 23 comes out, and again, are we going to buy it? Yes, we're going to buy it. Regardless, we're going to buy the game. It is what it is. You can fool yourself, and whoever's watching, you could fool yourself and say, I ain't buying the game. Baloney. The second somebody tells you, the game decent this year, you're going to go and cop it. Exactly. Period. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen. You're going to buy it. But This cannot happen. Some of these issues that they have this year, they can get away with it now. But I really think that if they have these same issues in 23, that's when you're going to lose a lot of people, unfortunately. And I think, and as far as the franchise aspect of everything, believe it or not, I know mud is big, and I know franchise doesn't make them money. You know what I mean? Because they're worried about what makes them money, and mutt is what makes them money. But that franchise family, it is huge. It is huge.
No,
there.
it's huge. It's definitely huge.
Man,
look, I'm glad to hear you say family snipes because
it's family.
I'm just saying, look, a huge load was lifted off my shoulders when you was talking and you was saying, okay, I'm gonna look at it this way. We not developers and everything else like that. And then Brian was like, yeah, because this is messed up and that's messed up. Because I just got to tell you, man. First of all, I did not enjoy playing against Derrick Henry at middle linebacker in my game against Brian earlier this week.
I don't even know how that happened.
And I also, like I said, my heart is unburdened now because I'm hearing Brian, he's ranting and raving, but I was being blamed. Okay. Y'all know I was in Thailand. I was being blamed for what was happening in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So it's so
honestly,
good.
think that was it, though.
It's so good. You hear him say what he said with the passion that he had to say. And no, you cannot let EA off the hook because I'm telling everybody right now, and y'all all know it's true. Okay.
What up, Caleb?
Whatever you do, whatever you're passionate about, you don't half step and you don't let anybody give you half-ass customer service without feeling some type of way and without saying how you feel. And at the end of the day, this is a product that they are supposed to test, like Brian alluded to before. Hey, get a 32-man league, okay? Get as many McMickens as you can, okay? Get as many MUT players as you can. Get as many players as you can to go in there and do what they do.
They got to break. Get somebody
so
to break.
You can have the best product out there.
Get some guys. This bottom line break. Yeah, and keep them on for the entire year. Yeah. Let them break the game. Let them break the game so you can get it figured out if you have to.
Or even if you have to, you have to jump into some of these discords and just listen to the issues that are going on, and see what's going on. Like just engage the community to a certain extent. I know Moonlight Swami was doing that, and he's no longer with EA. I don't know what happened,
but you know what? You know what? B. The problem is. The problem is, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, Twitter world, they destroyed EA as far as devs and everybody else being on Twitter. You don't hardly see devs on Twitter right now.
No, well, I'm gonna tell you why. Moonlight Swami, he made the mistake of gassing up that draft, the scouting. And I know that was his project, and it was something that they brought him in, and he was, I guess, I don't know if he was the lead on that or what, but that was something that he was extremely proud of that was being implemented into the game. Okay. And the thing about it was, it wasn't something that we cared about. Like, it wasn't like, I know there's like guys, but I mean, like in a 32-man league, that's something we actually put you at a disadvantage because you was only able to scout 5 or 6 guys now. When you had the entire, you could scout the entire draft class, before. So now you can only scout 5 or 6 guys, and then now you had a huge disadvantage because if you miss on those 5 or 6 guys, and then on top of that, if you're scouting a guy, it alarms the rest of the league that you're scouting that guy, so they're gonna go look at the guy that you've been scouting to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, why would you want to do that? Like, why would you do that?
Well, but again, to your point. Okay, because he was passionate about it, he was excited about it, and you know what? If I'm trying to invent a time machine, me spinning around backwards is not going to take me where I need to go. You still need to have people that provide the constructive criticism that Snipes talked about at the beginning of the cast, right? Because we could just as easily have told EA, and this is a free one. I'm throwing this one out here. Okay, we already have the draft class. Okay, so. You should be able to use your points to unlock, right? They always do the 1, 2, 3. Guess what? If I want to know more about this player, it's going to cost me some points. So if I want to spend my points and continue to unlock certain grades from this player, I should be able to do that. Now, what's the sacrifice? I don't get a chance to scout as many players.
Exactly.
But
If I want to see his 40 time,
multiple grades for their, for everything that we get to see when we draft the player and we got the full roster.
Exactly. And I think
that is how you solve that.
And I honestly think that is the most logical way of doing it. Is like, if you want to see his dude awareness, you want to see this and that. Okay, well, awareness, you got it's like 10, 15, 25, right, on the 3, right? You spend 10 and you spend 15 and you spend 25 or so, maybe vice versa. But if you go and say, okay, you spend your 10, 15, 25, and they say, okay, bonus, you get an extra bonus on this player, and each week they add another bonus one to it where you can scout him again. But it's going to cost you 300 points, and that's all your points for that one particular week. I think that's a more logical thing to do, opposed to whatever that was where you going around the country looking at players and this and that like it's NCAA. And they're like, bro, it's not NCAA. We're not going around the country looking up, you know what I mean? Like, you got scouts and things like that do that. But I mean, like, let's keep it simple. And I think that's where they've gone wrong, is that the game, I think if you simplify the game, I seen Fortnite. Fortnite took building out of the game. You're not built, they took building out of the thing. Where you're not building, you can't build and things like that. It's a straight shooter now. So, like, if you want to do the building, you go into the pro element or whatever. I forgot what they call it, whatever that mode is. But if you just like a casual player like me, I jump in Fortnite, I'm playing the game. I'm not a good builder. My kids can build crazy. They can build up to the moon or whatever.
I was terrible about. That's why it turned me off with the game.
It turned me off with the building. But now, building is not. You can run. They added turbo button. You can run faster, and you don't got to build no more. So
they kept it simple. They kept it simple.
And I love the game now. I'm like, yo.
And now you done told me that. Now I might go download it and try it out now. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I mean, that's my opinion. Secondly, I think EA needs to make Madden free. Let's make Madden free. Make it a free download game. Everybody that plays MUT is gonna continue to play MUT. Go ahead and continue making that killing playing MUT. Make Madden free. MLB did it. MLB went ahead and made MLB free because you know why? Because Diamond Dynasty is their breadwinner. You know, so like take that approach.
I would pay for playbook. I would.
I'm not. Let's not go into that. But I don't want to. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple, because you got to pay for playbooks in MUT. That's what you're doing in MUT. You're already doing that. So they're like, we got that. Cool.
I'm talking about from the old games, though. I'm talking about from like
back in the day,
from the full discography. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know. I don't. Do they still have the licensing for those playbooks? That's a good question to ask.
Yeah, that's a great question to ask.
That Steve Spurrier playbook. That Spurrier playbook was crazy back in the day.
Yeah,
when that Spurrier
give me that O2 pass heavy playbook.
You know, so I don't think they're going to go back that far, because a lot of dudes working on the games probably was like 10 years old when that was out.
Right.
But that's all I'm hearing is excuses. Retro, throwback, vintage.
But yeah, like I said, if EA, you're more than welcome. I know we may not be the guys that you want to consult with because we keep it a buck, but you might need a little bit of, you know. Some people that's gonna keep it.
But again, it goes right back to what I talked about.
You know what I'm saying, though, Philly.
Where everybody look, everybody has to be able to take some type of constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? And obviously they're taking a lot of it on Twitter like crazy. Now, granted, they can't. You know, they don't have to answer back. They don't have to respond to anybody. They don't have to respond to us. That, you know what I mean? They're gonna continue to make their money hand over fist. So they could continue to, you know, do what they do if they want to do it. And at the end of the day, most people will still purchase the product. Obviously, the only thing what happened is they may purchase the product, but they're not going to. But some people might not play MUT anymore. I'm not a MUT player, so I'm good. I'm good on that regard. You know what I mean? I don't play MUT. You know what I mean? I don't play MUT at all. I play, you know, I play franchise with Madden Underground. It's the only league I was in this year. You know what I mean? And that's what I do. So, but other than that, I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I'm still going to purchase the game. You're still going to have people to still purchase the game. But I do agree with what Brian said. You know what I'm saying? If you were able to make Madden free, I think you get a whole lot. I think you do even better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think one, you're gonna pull in new MUT players just because of the fact that
indeed.
whatever Madden, whatever money you were gonna spend on Madden, you could use that towards building
Exactly.
your MUT team. You know,
Exactly.
And, and I'm like they were giving out the game for free on Twitter every day anyway. Like, who needs a download code? Follow this pro Madden player. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna do that, just make the game free and just let everybody pay for the MUT stuff. Like simple. It's simple.
Yep.
Well, look, they got to do something because it's really down to the NFL. And I disagree with you, Snipes. They're going to have to respond because the last thing you want is NFL players saying what they're saying. Because in the NFL, they'll just take a look at on what Major League Soccer did. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, you know what? Y'all bring us the best game. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all bid on this. Y'all all pay us so that you can have rights to these licenses. What is the point of a monopoly? You trying to tell me that the NFL don't want more money? We just got finished talking about them, giving teams extra possessions. And if they're smart, they'll just give them a whole extra quarter to begin with. They extended the playoffs. So if we know that they're about money, to me, if I work in the NFL, and I'm like, yo, why we got exclusive rights to these cats? We be getting so much more money. We see that the fans aren't happy with the product they putting out there. You know what I'm saying? How much more money can we get?
I think now, and I know B probably want to get to the next thing, but I'll say this real quick. I think now that you got some big players out here coming out here on Twitter and saying, I think I'm done playing Madden until this, or I think I'm done playing Madden until that. You know what I'm saying? Now that you see this coming out from players, I mean, I think even in the past, we've had Keenan Allen talking about Madden.
Yeah, Keenan Allen,
you know what I'm
said
saying?
Something.
Yeah. I mean,
Patrick Peterson said something at a live event. Like, I don't really play. It's not like real football.
Yeah, he says something at a live event. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he says something at a live event. I mean, you got these players that are talking about your actual product. So I think at this point, if you know what I mean, if you don't make significant changes to better the product, eventually the NFL will step in and they're going to say, okay, look, you know what? Exclusivity's done. We're finished. You know what I'm saying? And then somebody else will be able to come in and say, okay, this is where EA is messing up. This is where we're going to fix it.
Yep.
And that's what I think that's what we need. Look, the bottom line, guys, we all know we need competition in this thing. We need competition. If we don't have competition, if there's a monopoly, there's always going to be an issue. We need competition in it, and I think it's that time. We need competition.
Definitely. So before we go, we're gonna talk about the top remaining free agents, and where they should possibly go. We got Tyrann Mathieu. We talked about it last week. I think he should go to the Steelers. What about you guys?
No, I agree.
Steelers. Yep.
Okay.
Steelers.
We agree.
Stephon Gilmore. I would like to see him in Las Vegas. What about you guys?
I got a feeling he's gonna end up with the Pats again. I got a feeling. I got a feeling.
You know what?
They just signed Jabril Peppers to be a corner. So
I don't know how that's gonna work.
Jabril Peppers was a corner, linebacker, running back. He has a build of a corner.
Just go to Tampa Bay, Stephon. Just go to Tampa, bro. Just go to Tampa.
Okay,
go to Tampa.
All right. I could see him going back to New England, but I just don't see New England paying him what he wants.
He's not gonna get that money. Yeah. He's not gonna get that money.
Yeah.
Just go to Tampa. Go to Tampa.
What's the problem, Blaze? Go ahead, post it in the chat. He said one problem. Bobby Wagner. He said he wants to go to the Rams. The Rams already expressed that they wanted him as well. He said Fortnite makes money through microtransactions that are not pay to play, meaning anything you purchase on the game does not give the user, an advantage over the other users. True indeed. Very true indeed. So yeah.
Wait, Blaze, we trying to get the people the game free, and now you trying to break it down like you work for EA. Come on, Blaze. Come on, man.
Technically, Blaze did work for EA at some point.
Yeah, I do. I understand Blaze's point, though. I understand Blaze's point, though.
Nobody's saying he's wrong. I'm just saying. Brian James is trying to get us a free game, and he's trying to get certain things fixed.
He makes a valid point because, like, he's talking about with Fortnite, you're getting skins, you're getting characters and things like that. With MUT, you're getting players that are like 99 overall. and you can actually use those players in the competitive modes. And in my opinion, I think there should be a pool of players that everybody has access to play with in those competitions, just to make it fair. Because everybody don't have a prize pool. I mean, the pockets to compete with, say, a Drini who just won all that money, or a Henry that just won all that money, or a Noah that won all that money. Everybody doesn't have that kind of money, so it's just like
true. But microtransactions is the way to go.
Yeah,
it's the way to go.
That's
the way to go.
That's where the money is.
He's right about that. 100. So who else we got on the free agency list?
We got Bobby Wagner. Like I said, the Rams. We got Gronkowski, which we kind of know probably gonna go to.
He's not. Yeah. He's Brady or bust. We know that already.
You got Calais Campbell.
That's an iffy one. I don't know. I don't know where he should go, man. I have no idea.
I think he should go back to Arizona. That's just my opinion. Him and J.J. Watt. They lost Chandler Jones, so I think he would be a great addition.
Nah. You know what? In all fairness to him, with all these teams in the AFC West that are stacking up, he could go play for the Raiders. He could go play for the Chiefs.
He could go play for the Raiders. Chiefs would be a great
Chiefs
fit.
need him.
Chiefs need him. Chiefs can use him right now.
Chiefs need him.
Yeah, they need him bad. They're gonna need him. Yeah.
Akeem Hicks from the Bears, defensive end.
Same. I'll say the same thing with him. There's teams that are
Raiders,
in need of a pass rush.
That AFC West. Antonio Brown.
I wouldn't take a chance on him. I just would not at this point.
He's got to go somewhere with a short leash, though. He's got to go somewhere with a short leash. And you got enough people on the team where he feels welcome, feels like he's contributing. Because I can't discredit him as a person, for his full NFL experience and the things that he's went through and the things that he has to go through. So I'm just saying that if he's going somewhere to get paid, okay, I get that. But if he's going somewhere where he wants to win, then I think that there should be some teams that are available out there. I don't know that I mean he would do damage in Buffalo. I can't imagine him and Diggs being on the same damn team. But he needs to go somewhere with a seasoned quarterback, and a good offense.
He's gonna have to have a seasoned QB. And that's where I think the whole situation where Brady got all jacked up, because I mean you couldn't get no more season than that, and you wet the bed on that. So it's like, who else is really going to give you a chance in that regard? Now I don't never hope for a brother to not get an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Especially if he shows that he's changed.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Him and Brady's still good. They still cool.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think he's gonna come back.
No.
He's not gonna come back there. You know what I mean? So I don't know what other team would really want to take a shot at him, in that regard. But like Philly said, if somebody does take a shot, he's got to be under a real small leash. Like, look,
I would take him. Atlanta could use him. They don't have any receivers right now. You don't have anything to lose. You don't even have you lost everything pretty much. Lost your quarterback. You lost your best receiver, Ridley.
And at this point too, like, even if Atlanta decided to take him, if Atlanta decided to take Antonio Brown, and you're gonna have to go ahead and give him like a vet mid, a minimum. You can't give him nothing crazy. You can't do it.
Well, I will say this. I will say that when he left the Raiders, we found out how shady the Raiders was. When he left the Bucs, we found out some of the dirt that they was doing. So I do feel like right now the ball is in his court. The ball is in his court to have the opportunity to play on a team. And again, he's alluded to the fact that his focus is on football. So, he deserves that opportunity. Like I said, I would like to see him join one of these powerhouses, just because of the talent that we've seen. I mean, again, I'm going to say Buffalo again, because I would love to see a tandem of him and Diggs playing together, and Buffalo representing the AFC East, and then you have all the AFC North teams and the AFC West teams. Like, go to the AFC. That's where all the best teams are. That's where you're going to play against the top talent, if that's what you're looking for. And when you earn the Super Bowl, if you're the AFC team and you win the Super Bowl next year, you have earned it. You have earned it. There should be no other conversations except for how soon you get into the Hall of Fame. So, but yeah, it's going to be exciting to see, man. I hope he does get a chance to play, next season. I
Yeah,
do.
we'll see.
Yeah, all right. And then you got Melvin Gordon. In my opinion, I think the best fit for him would be Houston. They don't have a back right now. They could, I know Philly thinks that they don't have the O line, but they actually improved. They vastly improved their O line. They just re-signed, extended.
They ain't got no weapons, but they ain't got no weapons.
That's why.
Who's throwing the ball?
I mean,
It's
but that's what
all over again.
they don't have no weapons, but that's why they need Gordon.
Yeah,
Gordon needs that's an issue. He needs to go there.
That's your safety valve right there.
He's going to give you an opportunity. Yeah, he's going to get plenty of an opportunity to become a 1,000-yard back again.
Quarterback's best friend is the run game. So run game. Odell Beckham, he'll probably end up with the Rams.
I got a feeling he'll end up with the Rams too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to end up with the Rams again. It's a shame, man. Too. It's a shame too because he's, obviously he's not going to play. He's probably not going to play this season. But it's a shame, man. But yeah, he'll probably end up with the Rams again.
Yeah. So and then you got Brian Beluga, right tackle. Right tackle could go far in the league right now. So he's a good one that's still on the board. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
A lot of teams haven't reached out to him. If they have, they need. If they haven't, they need to. But I'm all for it. I would love for him to come to Tennessee. We need a right tackle. I know the Giants need a right tackle.
Giants need him. Yep, yeah. Giants need him.
But the Giants actually they did a lot of improvement on their O line as well.
Giants have done very well in the offseason. They didn't go out there doing any crazy moves or anything. I love what they've done in the off seasons. Just re-sign a couple people, short, giving them a little bit less bread. You know what I mean? Basically giving them like earn them packages. You know what I'm saying? Like earn it this season.
You still got Melvin Ingram out there, Jadeveon Clowney.
Yep, Clowney's out there.
Julio's still out there.
Hey, listen, do y'all know what Jadeveon Clowney, as all the hype and everything that he has gotten, he has never ever had a 10-sack season?
No.
Never. He's never had a 10-sack season.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's because they've always tried to drop him into coverage.
Yeah.
But the thing is, his body's not built to bang it up in the run situations. He's built like a backer, but he's not really built for the run part of it. So they try to drop him into coverage. He can't cover, but I think he should just be a focus on pass rushing downs, bring him in, let him do what he do.
And that's okay because you don't want.
He had a great season.
He had dropping back in coverage. You don't want that.
He had a great season in Seattle. When he was in Seattle, he actually did really well in Seattle, especially when they played Lamar. He got a few sacks on him. When the mobile quarterbacks, he had a few good sacks on him. He had a great season. I thought he was going to stay in Seattle, but he ended up leaving because I guess Cleveland was willing to pay. And I think
should go to Baltimore.
I think that's been a downfall to his career is him chasing down the bag opposed to finding the scheme fit.
And I think too
that a good player that's there too.
Yeah, he's another good player also. Yeah, I could see Baltimore.
Yeah,
I can see Baltimore.
I can see Baltimore on that one.
Jason Verret, I think it'll be a while before he gets picked up because it's like his third time tearing his ACL.
And look, I think a lot of guys that haven't gotten picking up at this point, we might not see them get picked up until after the draft. I mean, because we got to look and see what's going to happen with this draft. I mean, the Lions could have used, a Clowney, for example, but they're not going to pick him because they're number 2 pick, right? They're the number 2 pick in the draft. They may mess around
to get Hutchinson. Huh? They're going to get Hutchinson from Michigan.
Yeah, they'll probably get Hutchinson, or they might even go. Don't get it twisted. They might mess around and go for Sauce Gardner, and then they got 2 bookends at corner. You know what I'm saying? Keep that in mind as well too.
Honestly though, yeah, they do need a.
I was waiting for the beat to come back in.
They need a lot of help. Oh! And I don't want to watch Hard Knocks. And I don't want to watch this team on this version of this team. I'm not gonna watch Hard Knocks if this is what we're gonna get. This version of this team. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out, man. We'll see how it all pans out. But I want to take a minute to shout out a few people that followed today. Ian Broseph Sir Dab a lot. Thanks for following. B Guard subscribed with his Prime. And J Savvy, he resubscribed per usual. Shout out to J Savvy. He's stays subscribing. I want to talk to him about the Elam kid coming out of Florida, man. I need to talk to Jay Savvy about him, man. Julius Sardanius and Mad Scientist 06 followed, and Barefoot Bob 91 followed, and Twine Hot That 22 followed. So shout out to you guys. Oh, Little Trade 95 followed as well. Shout out to you guys for the follow. Appreciate you guys following. And this is how we continue to make the stream grow, man. So if you got anybody tuned in right now, hit that follow button. We're trying to make the stream grow, continue to grow. Keep bringing you guys cool stuff, talk about just real stuff in the community and things like that. So before we go,
so you guys, follow. Make sure you guys are active and
talk
in
in the chat, man.
Let us know, what's going on.
Yeah, because I like what's it call it? Dab a lot, man. He jumped in there as soon as we started talking about the Bucks. He let us know what was going on with the Bucks. So if you got some inside information, feel free to drop it in the chat. We don't bite. We don't mind people chiming in and things like that. We love. That's what it's about. We all debating here. Everybody. We not no professionals. We all got just opinions, so we just throwing our opinions out there. Yeah, it's conversation, man.
Conversation, baby. That's all it is.
That's all it is. You can't get nowhere in life without conversation. Can't meet your woman.
That's
right. Can't get a date with your woman without conversation. Can't whatever comes to that. But
can't get slapped up without conversation. Hey, my bad.
Speaking of slapped up,
do we have to? Is everybody else? Can we talk about Moon Knight? Can we talk about Halo? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real? On the NCAA tournament? Come on, man.
Hey, he said, and Blaze said, follow my Twitch, GTA.
I just followed him too.
Yeah.
I just followed him too. I just followed him too.
Going down with Brian James later. We gonna be on that GTA later on tonight. Blaze, know how we do. Hey, yo.
Must see TV.
No, the other night we was on there. We didn't have a headset, something, but we was on there. We had the whole map after us, bro. We went to war with the entire map on GTA, bro. It was super lit. Like we went to the casino.
GTA is back.
Blaze pulled out a gun. I'm like, what you about to do with it? He started firing, and I'm like, okay. This is what we doing. Okay, that's what we're doing. Okay. So we got
that's total role reversal. For those of you that don't know, that's total role reversal. Brian James is that dude. Brian James is that dude. So yeah, definitely must see TV.
He sound Franklin Saint for real. And for those of you that watch Snowfall, that's who I turn into when I get on GT. I become Franklin Saint, and and I'm the plug. So we'll be on GTA later. I recommend if anybody that wants to join, follow Blaze, follow me on Twitch. It's gonna be going down.
Miss Pipes might want to join. That's her game right
there.
Oh, she play?
Yeah.
Oh God. She play the heck out of GTA.
Yeah. We be on it. It gets raw, man. We sometimes we do the mission. Sometimes we just like to kill people because they got better cars and flying cars and stuff like that. So we like to go to war with the map. We don't care. The police can get it. Anybody can get it. It has nothing to do with Madden, even though it's
game, baby.
GTA game is lit, man. It's lit. I like it, and that's what I'm talking about with Madden. You can put the game out for free, make it fun. Miss Snipes in the building. She like it. It's a fun game. But we definitely gonna be getting it. I've been trying to get Philly. Don't you? You got GTA, Philly?
You look, man. I'm trying to go straight, man. I'm trying to stay on the straight and narrow. I can't have y'all pulling me back down, man. I know what you and Blaze be getting into. That's the tip of the iceberg.
I know what it is, Philly. We caught you on the back street with them girls in your car.
You know what? That's it. I'm snitching. You giving me reason to snitch. Oh man, Philly, every time, man.
Oh, man. Be on them back streets with them girls on GTL. Hey, man, what you doing? He's like, hey, man, I'm just leave me alone. Pay good money.
You wanted me to have all the sports cars and the motorcycles. I told you, no, we're going with the SUV, baby. Told you that. I got my reasons. I'm just saying.
Definitely. Hey, so we'll be on GTA later. You can go to, Brian James Vision. Whatever Blaze's Twitch is right there, follow it. It's in the chat.
Right?
Because it's hard to explain. It's X8, X Blaze, X8 X. So we'll be on there later. Snipes, you're more than welcome. Miss Snipes, you guys are more than welcome to join us. But just know, bring lots of body armor and lots of ammo. So we get killed a lot too because we just go in there and just be busting guns and shooting at everybody on the map. No rhyme or reason. Just kill everything on the map. So if you guys want to just go and partake in some mayhem for the night, blow off some steam, relieve some stress, feel free to hop on the game with us. So, and with that being said, I guess that's the podcast for this week. We'll see you guys next week, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, on the Madden Underground podcast. Me, Snipes, Philly Guy, we'll be back next week. You guys got anything you want to tell the people?
Yeah, the draft is coming. Get ready.
Yes, get ready.
Oh,
we're gonna be talking a lot of draft.
And we got it. And then next week we got it. We've been talking about building a prospect. So next week, I guess we'll do that next week. We'll actually build one of the draft prospects on the game and see what their numbers look like and see if they're anything close to the identical numbers of what they come out when the EA drops their numbers on the rookie. So if they get it right, if we get it right or if they got it right, you let us know. So we'll see you guys next week, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And you said I'll be there live. Oh man, I'm going too. Shoot, you going? It's in Vegas, right? Draft is in Vegas, right?
It's in Vegas this year.
We got to go. We supposed to
go.
Philly.
I'm gonna be man. I'm gonna be there 2 weeks prior, man. I can't even get back, man.
I didn't even think about that. I might have to meet you there, Blaze. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll see you guys next week. We out.